Hello everyone. Today we'll see about questions asked in every Azure 104 exam. Your company has several departments. Each department has a number of virtual machines. The company has an Azure subscription that contains a resource group named RG1. Now all VMs are located in RG1. So you want to associate each VM with respective department. What should you do? What should you do for that? Now, as an example, now you can see here, I'm talking about something about Azure Resource Group. Now, what is Azure Resource Group? Azure Resource Groups, are the containers. So what we say about Azure Resource Group? Okay, they are the, containers. So they hold, what do they do? They hold all the Azure, okay, resources. They hold all the Azure resources. Now, whenever you want to create any resource, okay, whenever you want to create any resource inside the Azure, the first thing that which you want to do here is what is that we are talking about. So now with your subscription, you're going to get the first thing which you're going to do is that you have to create, okay, resource group. Now, what is this resource group which we're talking about? Resource group contains a, okay, resources. What is the resource group contains a, okay, resources. This resource group you can give, you know, like, the department name, like I'm creating this for developing department, right? So I am just giving in a shortcut as Dev, or you're, giving for testing. So you can put there as a testing, right? Now, inside this resource group, what I'm trying to say, you have the resources. Now, what are the resources? Now, the resource which I'm taking here is, my virtual machine, right? So now these virtual machines where I'm putting in the resource group, and now this virtual machine is a resource. Now, what is this? This virtual machine is a, okay, a resource here, right? Now, what is the exam questions that which has been asked, okay, inside this? Let's try to see that. Now, inside this, okay, which we've been asked in the question, what is that which we're talking about? Uh, there is a company called SNIT, and inside that SNIT, okay, we have the resource group. And inside that resource group, we are talking about it. There is a resource group called RG1. And inside that RG1, we have VMs like VM1, VM2, VM2, and VM3. Now, these are all the VMs which we are talking about. Now, here, inside this all the VMs, it is saying that the company has a Azure subscriptions and name so and so thing. All VMs are located. Just now we discussed. Now you want to associate each VM with respective department. Okay, now you want to associate each VM with respective department. So you have a department like I'm talking about, you know, dev or test, okay, or pre-production or production. So in different, names that which you want to give it or segregate that. In that case, what is the answers here saying? Create a Azure management group for each department. That means there is a concept called management group. You are going to create for each and every group that management group, or create a resource group for each and every department. So just now we have seen it, right? So inside this, what we are trying to say, now I have individual VMs over here. Now for every individual VMs, I'm going to create every individual resource group. So is that the answer it is saying? Or assign tags, okay, to the virtual machine. What is it? Assign tags for the virtual machines. Or finally, what we say, modify the settings of the virtual machines. Now, what you are going to do inside that? Now, what is the correct answer here? So inside this, okay, the correct answer here is, okay, what do you get here? The correct answer inside this is you get about, okay, assign tags to the virtual machines. Now, what are these tags? So whenever you talk about Azure, okay, tags, okay, Azure tags. Now, what is tags and what you are going to do with these tags? Now, these tags are, applied for every resources or every resource groups inside the organization. Like you can name these tags. Like, if you want to track the development environment, right? Now, in the development environment, you're going to create some resources there, and for that resources, you are going to, for every resource, you are going to tag something there. So, what you're going to tag, why you're tagging here, to categorize or to differentiate it. So, in that case, what I'm saying here, for your resource, add a key name. Okay, add a key name. what do you say? It is an environment. Okay. And to identify resources deployed to production, give them what you are trying to say here, production. Now the environment which are going to create, environment means your VM, your networks, inside that what all the resources which you are going to create, it is an environment. And for whom you are giving this, you are giving for the production. So you're segregating this. Now in the second case, I'm going and doing for another VM, and that I'm doing for the pre-production. Okay, the same environment, what I'm doing it for the pre-production. Now, how you're segregating, how you're, differentiating this, you're tracking this with the help of this, what do you say, Azure tags, right? So this is how the Azure tags helps here. So the right answer here we are talking about here, assign tags for the Azure virtual machine. So finally, what you're going to do here, and for this organization, as we discussed, now in one resource group, we have all resources, like that means all virtual machines. And for this virtual machines, what you're going to do, you're going to tag this. What you're going to tag, like an example, what we have taken, okay, environment productions. Like now I'm giving this is for pre-production for these two, and giving this for the production, and another one which I'm giving for the, QA. In that way, you can tag it. This I'm giving for QA, and this I'm giving for pre-production, and this I'm giving for the production. Hope you understood about this. Thank you all.